So you want to know how Hitman Bingo works? Let me explain. In Hitman Bingo, two players will face off to complete a number of randomized tiles on a 5x5 bingo board. The first player to complete the necessary amount of tiles takes the map and the all-important point. Tiles can range from obtaining a disguise, interacting with an item, picking up an item, or pacifying a specific NPC. There are two types of bingo that will be played in the tournament. Number 1, Lockout Bingo. A head-to-head race to complete a total of 10 tiles from the board. Whoever completes an objective first locks out the square and their opponent can no longer claim that objective. This one is all about strategy. Do you try and take easy tiles before your opponent gets them, or do you think outside the box? Number 2, Non-Lockout Bingo. In this mode, both players can claim the same tile in a race to complete 2 full lines of 5 squares from the board. Lines can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal, and squares can be completed in any order. Additional rules. All players must start in a suit location and can only bring in or smuggle items that make up part of 47's default loadout. An ICA variant pistol, fiber wire, and coins. Target kills can be made at any point in the run using any available method unless a tile states otherwise. All secondary objectives must also be completed. Finally, a tile can only be completed if the player has green guns when the objective is met. Each map will run with a 45-minute timer and the first to finish takes the point. This is Hitman Bingo. Good evening and welcome to Hitman Bingo. Today we have a match between ChrisX3 and Kaurneto. I'm just going to get the overlay working correctly. And it's not working. Looks like we have a few technical issues on the overlay, potentially. Oh, no, there we go. Right. My co-caster for today is Joker.
Hello.
Let me know if you can all hear him correctly. So we are going to be starting shortly. Hopefully that intro has given you a bit of a rundown on how Bingo works. It's a very different kind of game mode to what we've seen in the past. Yeah, I'm excited.
Same here, especially with like all the rookies are then like Connor being a rookie, then Chris being a he's been in this game for a while now, so it's gonna be interesting to see how like the more experienced players approach it compared to the rookies.
Yeah, and I know I know Chris is kind of already a bit of a rookie with Bingo. He does a lot of spins. Cornetto, I haven't seen play before, so I don't know how much they've been practicing. But yeah, Chris is definitely going to be one to beat in this tournament, I think, just because of the amount of practice he's been doing up to now.
Connor has been practicing a lot this week, I'm pretty sure. I've seen some of her streams and she has been practicing quite a bit.
Nice. So just a little rundown of the overlay. You can see on the right hand side we've got lovely bingo balls in red and green. So when the bingo tile is revealed, when they obtain a tile, they will tick it with their colour. So we can see exactly who's got what tiles, and obviously you have to get horizontal, vertical, diagonal lines. 2 of those, and you win the map.
Oh no, it's 1.5 in there. Is it 1.5 this round? So you can like win and draw and you still go through, which is a bit of a change if it is around too much, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I should have read the rules before, man.
Okay, so hopefully we are going to be up and running soon. The timer should... Let's give these guys one last refresh and the timer should start rolling shortly. We are starting at 10 past the hour, so very soon. And yeah, once that hits, I will also reveal the bingo board.
Right then, we're all set up.
I will put
I think we are
Chris's sound on just so that we're not being talked over. Oh, we have closed captions. Nice. Okay.
I think it was blunt stream yesterday morning. I couldn't actually figure out how to turn off captions, so I was there stuck watching captions the entire stream. So I couldn't work out how to turn them off. That is true. Cornero has a nice 47 cosplay going on there.
Yeah, looking good. Dressed for the occasion. So we like to see, oh, the timer has started, so I'm going to reveal the board. So as you can see, we have 25 tiles. These have all been randomized, ranging from taking NPC disguise, pacifying, collecting items off the map, interacting with items, bit of everything. So we're going to see the players running around the map doing all sorts of things, and we will try to catch as much as humanly possible as we go. But obviously, we can keep track as they mark them themselves with their color. So
I mean, yeah, looking at this card from the straight away, I mean, you have very easy ones like Become a Bodyguard. Things like that are basically just free on this map. Um, Looking at it, there's not really one that points out to me as this row is free. Just quickly briefing over it, but it's going to be this.
no. Um.
Oh, Kondo isn't Master Level 20 on Hokkaido.
Ooh. Oh dear.
Ooh,
Okay, that's going to be
ooh,
interesting. So we've got a no loadout
that's
run going on here,
the interesting.
whether intentional or not. Um. Yeah, there's a couple of. I mean, you've got a couple of easy kind of. A lot of the become a put on a disguise ones are kind of self-explanatory. Obviously, you can't bring any form of tranquilizer with you, so this is default loadout effectively. ICA pistol, fiber wire, coins. You don't have to bring those if you don't want to, but it is advised that you do. So Chris looks
Without
like
that
he's
gun, without the gun, you don't have that access to the free Yuki kill that Chris is doing right now.
yeah, I was gonna say Yuki. He's going straight for the Yuki kill by the looks of things. Yeah, he is. So he's gone. Is he going to get it? Yep. So he's gone straight for
Yeah,
Yukiko, and I think he's also drawn over Dexter. So it looks like he's going to he's going to examine Dexter's journal by the looks of it,
it's just
which is
cool for
also what Cornetto is doing, is examining the patient's journal. And she has ticked that one off.
Yeah, the IV stands in there as well, so you should see Chris do the IV stand as well.
Oh, yep. And I
Not go
believe
for
there's
the
one for
journal.
picking. Isn't there one for collecting the bust as well, or is that not? We would read out all 25 tiles, but by the time we've actually done that, they'll probably have finished the map. So we're just gonna as they mark them, we will read them out. But so both in the same place at the moment, both in Dexter's suite.
We haven't seen Chris.
Oh, they could
Go
also
ahead, go
take us
ahead.
back as cigarettes from in here as well, can't they? Oh, Cornetto's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Has to restart, unfortunately. Yeah, you can select these cigarettes in here as well, I believe, can't you? In his room. So there's actually quite a lot of tiles that can be completed just in his room.
Yeah, Dexter is very nice. His room is very nice for challenges, especially like interact with two TVs. You do it in 47 suite, run and get the TV in his suite as well. There's a lot of
Yeah,
things, even and the toilet panels as well. There's a lot of things that you can do in Dexter's suite.
yeah. So Cornetto's just waiting for Dexter to come out. She's gonna be waiting for a little while. Chris has just paused. I think I'm not entirely sure what he's looking for here.
I think he's trying to get the yoga instructor. Psycho. That's a shame. Psycho is not my favorite thing. This world,
So
Psycho
we
is the
have
best.
and that's side KO, and that's a restart, unfortunately. One thing to mention, of course, as well, is that all tiles have to be taken with green guns unless the tile itself gives you green guns back. So that's another thing just that they've got to be wary of, is that if they take a tile with yellow guns, they will be notified by an admin and they'll have to redo the tile. So depending on what tile it is, that could be the end of a run potentially.
Yeah, same approach from Chris here, getting to the Dexter suite. I don't
Yeah,
think he did. He didn't do the journal last time. So unless he like doesn't think it's relevant to his strat, I mean it's a bit of a time waster. But when you're waiting for the two doctors, you might as well do it.
yeah. In some ways, you might as well just get it and mark it off, and then you've got another line if you need it. So he looks like he's collecting soda cans as well. Cornetto's got 2 down at the moment. Examine the patient journal and call for assistance with the IV stand. So those are kind of the 2 free ones. Hopefully they both know about the cigarettes. But again, it depends on whether that is part of their plan or not. Once the board starts filling out, then that's when you'll start to be able to see kind of which lines people are going for. At the moment, it's kind of hard to tell which lines they're actually going for.
I mean, there isn't. I mean, I'm trying to just think of like a royal con that is like free, if you will. But like, there's always like that one tile in every single royal con that just like throws it all off. If that makes sense. Like, you have damaged the aquarium, which is like you have to shoot it, and
yeah. Something that's out of the way or something that just doesn't really fit with your run will cause that
out of the way.
to be gone, won't it?
Even slightly harder. If you see a slightly harder tile than all the other tiles, for me, it just puts me off doing that entire thing completely.
Yeah. For example, something like activating expert mode on the console, it's not overly difficult, but it's a little bit time consuming. You've got to get both of them out of the room. You've got to find a screwdriver. There's a few things on there troublesome. So
the console for expert mode, you just need to interact with it. You don't need a screwdriver for it.
Oh, okay.
And
the wrong thing then.
The resort staff in that room enforces the resort staff disguise, and the handyman enforces the handyman disguise. Yeah. So if you're out of one and disguise, if you're in a bodyguard, it is literally. So if you're in a bodyguard disguise, it is literally just another free tile.
Right. Okay. Meanwhile, Cornetto's got it as also examined Portland's patient journal, and looks like she might be on a way to get a bodyguard disguise potentially. I think she may even be going for the double diagonal here, which is not a bad shout.
I mean, but how you have to do Yuki's thing with a loud pistol, because of course you have no mask, so you have no loadout.
Yeah, that's true. That's going to be tougher with no loadout.
But you can
the ogre instructor.
You can get the gas lamp from Portland's hut. You can shoot it from there, because I was experimenting around with it. It's a bit of a tile that's again out the way again, so you can actually shoot it from there. Crystal bodyguard guys. I'm guessing we're going to see him turn off the examination spotlight soon.
Oh god, Gordy's just pointed out that it's soundproof from the gondola, so that's an option. So you can take it out from the gondola.
It is hard aiming on controller, to be honest.
On controller with a loud pistol would be tough, but she's in Yuki's room now.
Yeah, I certainly would go for one of the other options with a loud pistol. It's going to be hard with a bunch of bodyguards in the room to get out.
Okay, so Chris has collected both. He is ramping up the tiles now. He's just collected both screwdrivers. He's turned off the spotlight. He's obviously become a bodyguard as well.
He's got the fire poker in hand, so we're always going to see that tile come out soon.
I think we can see now which 2 lines he is going for. Obviously the top one and the 4th column.
I mean, I would just, if you had knock out anyone with that, I would have just bullet distracted the morgue doctors and knocked out one of them, and then knocked out the other one.
Yeah, or he could kill 2 birds with one stone and get a resort staff by knocking them out with the poker. But
you could have even done it with the bodyguard, because you can it's pretty simple to sneak past him. You could have just walked past him, got the fire poker, gone back. I don't know if it's time consuming or not, but yeah, I've seen progress from him.
No, Cornetto is looking like she's going for the left column. So drop 3 icicles, again, only allow pistol, but that's still quite an easy one to do.
I mean, they're all aligned by the side of the hospital. There is a free one.
Yeah.
And if you're going for the snowmobile exit or helicopter, it's right there. You know,
shoot them as you go. So it's allowed. She's only got a loud pistol, but that's not too much of an issue as long as you don't run into the panic.
Chris has only got soda cans left, which he's buying from the vending machine right now.
So he's got all of them. So he's now just got to take out sodas.
And sodas is the pretty simple wall bang.
This shows my knowledge. I wouldn't have even thought to get the soda cans out of the machine.
I don't. I never question to see if it's allowed. Of course, I know I know what vending machines do, but because it's a tile in itself.
It's one of those little things that you never really think about when you're playing.
It's a tile in itself. I think, am I allowed to get soda cans from here? But obviously, yeah. I mean, the walkway he just walked past, there is a soda can located in there, from my knowledge. but I mean, it gets the
looks
job
like
done.
Chris is going for the wall bang on sodas. Gets its second try.
Yeah,
And he's
on
going to be
exit.
exiting Snowmobile, and he's going to be out.
Yeah, so I'm taking map 1. Impressive from Chris, only the 1 rip, and other than that, looked very good from him.
Yep. Yeah, very impressive. So I know he has been practicing a lot. So Kaurneto getting there. The not having level 20 is definitely hindering.
Yeah, that's totally
Not having
limited.
a pistol.
That limits your option. I don't know if you are you allowed to smuggle a pistol in? I know in Berlin you can.
You can smuggle anything as long as it's part of the loadout. So yeah, she could have potentially smuggled an IC8 pistol in. I believe that's the case anyway. I believe you can smuggle anything that is part of the default loadout, and you're not allowed to use the briefcase that it comes in.
Yeah, I know. And was it Mendoza next? Not one of my more least favourable maps, but it's a map that I unfortunately have to play tomorrow, which I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see whether they try and get the kills out of the way first. Because if you leave the kills too long, both of them can become tricky, especially since you don't have a seeker in this mode. You might struggle if you leave the kills too long and they get into certain points on their cycle. It's going to make it a lot trickier. So,
But you always have like the things to certainly like get the tires down. Like with Don, you can sabotage the the wine pump thing, and it overflows, and that automatically makes him come down.
yeah,
As you
true.
said before, the waiter,
Yeah,
you can serve wine and
if she's
come
on
our
the
ways
top
down.
floors,
So.
you can auto lure her with the waiter in theory. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which order they do this in. So so I think Cornetto's just realised, that the map is over. So yeah, we will be going on to Mendoza. And I'm very quiet.
Yeah, don't expect a lot of knowledge from me this round. Thankfully, unlike a Kaido, you can bring items and you can bring in. Yeah, I'm going to be a viewer now. Honestly, I can watch what Chris does, so I can copy it tomorrow if it goes there.
Okay, so our timer has been reset, so we are getting ready to go. Chris just getting some last minute practice in, taking a torch. You can also lure Don down by lighting the Asado pit, thinking about it.
Oh yeah, you can. Again, this shows my knowledge of Mendoza. I generally just lose everything with that. So
Ooh, and that's an interesting one. For some reason, it is illegal to do anything basically with the torch other than light the fire.
yeah, Mendoza it's one of the small, in my opinion, it's like one of the smaller maps that has more to it, if that makes sense. Like you have 3 mission stories, but then the mission story becomes one big mission story, of, like getting Don to like the bloody bedroom with like the kill chamber and that. So there is a lot to Mendoza than what you think it is. I'm sure there's things on Mendoza I don't even know about. I wouldn't be surprised if you said to me that Mendoza has a bloody rocket in its basement, because I generally don't know.
There's a lot of little. This is one of the things I kind of like with Bingo is that you explore a lot of places on the map that things like roulette or Sasso race and anything like that, they don't take you to these parts of the map. So we're seeing different parts of the map that you might not see in those modes, and it's quite interesting to see how people navigate around those areas outside of kind of what is like a roulette setting. Or it's it's really interesting to see how people go about it and how they work out which parts of the map they need to get to.
Yeah, and because it's like the first, first tournament, if you will, everyone's gonna have their different strategies. There might be a couple where people are thinking the same minds, but everyone's gonna have a different strat. Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
have to come up with their own strats, and everyone has different minds, so their approaches are obviously going to be different.
Okay, let me just play around with these audio levels. Okay, hopefully that's better. Hopefully I'm now louder. I'm quite quiet anyway. I apologise.
The time has started. You can reveal
Oh,
the
yep.
thing
We
card
will
at start.
reveal the board. Here we go. So you might also see one thing, like obviously, again, in other game modes, the first thing you do is just get out of the planning stage as quickly as possible. Whereas in this, you're probably going to spend a lot more time looking at the board, planning, seeing what you've what your options are, and which lines you think might be viable. And like you say, sometimes you can instantly work out that a line is not going to work.
Yeah, it's just looking for that one tile that can potentially just ruin the entire row and just mark out that row immediately. And from there, just go from there. When I plan, I always try to get rid of the tiles that I know I can't do with the other ones, and just get two rows that can
Yeah,
work together. Especially in this non-lockout, you have to do two rows. So if you can get two rows that work together and can merge together, you're in for a good run.
yeah,
I mean, both of them getting the Don kill straight off spawn, which I
yeah.
expected with a
This
strong
is what I was
start. You get
saying
the
is kind of
crowbar.
do you go for the kill straight off the bat, and because they could be tricky if you leave them too long.
I mean,
Um,
you have the
both of them,
crowbar, the shredder.
yeah,
There's another thing on there.
both of them collected the calendar. So actually, on this one, we actually have buy a can of soda.
Where are the vending machines? I wrote this down earlier and I can't actually remember. Okay, yeah, so yeah, the vending machine is in the staff restroom by the production room. So I mean, you're gonna be Mendoza's gonna be all over the place, I reckon. Again, there's a lot to it. There's lots of different places with a lot of things in them. Um,
Yeah,
the villa offers what? How many of these can I get? I mean, yeah, the torches are in this, and the calendar, the garden shredder, the umbrella is just picked up and done by Cornetto. There's lots of other things. Collect the icicle. That's in the freezer in the production room by the vending machine. So there are things you can go around.
yeah,
Yeah, Gordy, you can kill the targets whenever you want, as long as you kill them and exit. You can kill whenever.
yes. So Cornetto got 3 tiles down, become a mercenary. Chris is just about to mark that one off as well. So we're looking at very equal strats here at the moment. The middle one potentially looks like quite a good line.
My thing is column two as well. The collect the meaty bone. That's in the thing, the room
Chris has just done that.
where Christopher picked it up. Speaking of which,
Okay, I
the come
didn't know
away.
that was there. So there you go. I'm also learning as we go.
I mean, you have turn the ice machine. And that comes hand in hand with the waiter disguise as well. There's a waiter, which again,
Yep.
at Cornetto is just as I speak, it happens. It's amazing. Which Cornetto just knocks out. There's a ice machine right there. So I mean, and because you
And
went to
again,
the villa
showing
first.
my lack of knowledge here, I wouldn't know where to buy a soda can. I don't know if you know where the vending
Yeah, I
machine
just
is,
said
but
it. It's in the
oh, sorry.
restrooms
Oh, right. Sorry, I missed that
by
bit
the
you said.
production room.
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah,
Chris going for the shredder here as well.
yeah.
So he's going
So
for other ones. I mean, open the basement safe as well. That's in the basement. The code is 2006, if I remember correctly.
and become a
Uh,
gaucho is not going to be overly difficult. I
that's,
think that's about what
that's
he's just about to do. I know he's not. Oh, that was a mercenary. So he's
there's a
going for the
gaucho.
second row by the looks of it, whereas it looks like Cornetto's going for the second column and possibly the third row,
Mhm.
but maybe not knowing where the meaty bone is.
It's in the living room. It's literally in the
Yeah,
living room right next
which
to.
he's
I mean, we've seen it.
already exited the mansion, which indicates that maybe she doesn't know where it is. Or not going for that line. One of the two.
Chris
there
is
you
trying
go.
to
Just
work
got
out
the
what
vending
the
machine.
password is. Yeah, he's got it. Chris with a long
Doing
pause,
mission
probably on
stories
the
as we go. There you go.
Yeah, so
2006 code knowledge.
Chris is one
I
Gaucho
wouldn't have
from
known
one
that.
road. I mean, I'm guessing we're gonna see him do grapevines.
Yeah,
That'd be my go-to.
Cornetto's about to break the pump, but she doesn't
Yes,
have a
this
screwdriver. Could shoot
wrench.
it potentially.
It's in the room. Yeah, the wrench that you need for that is literally right in the room, in the production room,
Can you
by the
shoot
toolbox.
the pump side of it? I'm not sure about that.
No.
Like the actual, I don't know if you can. You'd have to use the wrench, but yeah, the wrench is in the next room next to the winery worker.
Yeah, it's just to your right a little bit, and it should be there. And Chris is doing all the tiles, man.
I was watching before, and she did say that she had hit maps up as well in another window, so well prepared for finding things.
That is going to be, I think, the majority of what people are going to do.
Yeah.
Personally, I've opted for right.
That's good. Just watch for this guy cleaning the floor. Or has that done it? Oh, yep, I think that looks like it's done it. So break the wine punch. She's going to go and collect the grapevines now. And then only the meaty bones. This could end up being quite close.
Yeah, well, Chris has done the ice machine, and he's going to do the waiter here as well. Then it means he probably just need the grapevines and the gaucho along the cliffside, like the walkway from like the parking area down to the grape area. There is a gaucho standing in a bush. You can literally just bullet shot him or throw shot him into the bush and knock him out and leave him there.
Yeah,
It's basically just a free disguise there.
Yeah.
So
worth noting as well, they both still have the Tamara kill to go. And I believe for both of them, she is on her way down to the wine tour, which could be tricky once she gets down there. From my experience, she's very hard to distract from her route once she gets down to the wine tour.
I mean, you saw Cornetto get the waiter disguise a lot earlier, and if you do that, then do you get the lethal poison from the bathroom, and then
you could do, yeah.
Get that way. I think that's what Chris has done because he has trying to serve. Yeah, so he has the lethal poison, so he's going to serve Tamara the lethal poison and kill her that way.
Cornetto, I'm not sure knows where the meaty bone is. I think because she's sitting here looking at the chefs at the moment. I'm not sure she knows where the meaty bone is, which could be the killer on this run. Because the 5 grapevines can be done as she exits. Whereas Chris only has 2 screwdrivers and a gaucho. He's just blended.
Chris has done the ice machine and the waiter and has knocked it off, so... Because if he does do that, you have, what, screwdrivers, gaucho...
For me, he's only got he's got gaucho and screwdrivers left, basically, on his 2 lines.
I mean, yeah, and if you do put it in the ice machine and waiter, then you could then do collect 5 grapevines.
Oh no, got spotted going through the basement. That's going to be a restart. That's unlucky.
That's tough.
That's really unlucky. She's doing really well then.
That's all your tiles gone.
Yeah,
and of course you can see your opponent.
Chris is to lose now, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can see your opponent's progress as well. I'm pretty sure when you end the game.
That's one thing that'll play on the nerves a bit, being now knowing that he's got that many tiles.
You can literally just look and go. Well, Chris can look at this and go, right, I can just take my time now. You know, look, I need what I can get like.
He's still got to take out Tamara. I mean, Cornetto had a lot of those tiles quite quickly. He's just got a bit stuck on the meaty bone. So if you can get that on the way through this time, that's going to help immensely with the speed of her run.
Chris with the gaucho disguise, he just did that, so we should see him pick it off. Then he just needs 2 screwdrivers in the Tamara kill. And Tamara getting killed. So that's 1 screwdriver down. And then he just needs 1 more screwdriver, and that should be Chris out.
Now, where would he find the other screwdriver?
They're right there, right in front of him. There's one right in the barrels right in front of him. So,
right, so they're quite close proximity.
Yeah, a lot of the things on Mendoza, to be honest, there are a lot of things close to each other, you know. So, yeah.
So I didn't see how did he get Tamara? I missed that.
He poisoned the glass, and because as soon as she starts walking down, you can leave.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So she died. So she died when he was getting the things, and that's
Yeah, so this is
Chris.
what I was. That's what I was saying would be a good way to get her. Would be to blend as the waiter, and but he's going to be
That's
on
Chris
his way out now. He's got all of his tiles ticked.
Was that no
And he is
rips as
out.
well?
Yeah,
So
the
that
first
was
go.
impressive.
A really
Impressive.
unlucky rip from Cornetto. She was well on her way, and that could have been really, really close by the end of it without that rip.
Yeah, Chris advancing to the next round. I don't have a clue who he plays next, but
We will find out in a minute. Yeah, so a good match. I say Cornetto was a bit behind on Hokkaido, but definitely Mendoza was right up there.
I mean the
Without
level
that
20,
rip would have been
the not enough mastery definitely killed that Hokkaido. I think if Chris knew about the not having enough mastery, I think he probably would have changed map pick, but unless you didn't bring it up or what.
It's a
But
tough one too. If you don't, I mean
you know what your
that
opponent's picks.
that is on the players to have the mastery. I mean it probably didn't make a huge difference, but obviously it just means you can't bring in the silence pistol, which
Exactly.
we all
Then you
know
could
is
avoid it.
the most overpowered weapon on the game, the silence pistol. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was good fun. A 2-0 sweep, but obviously, as with a lot of these things, that doesn't really show how the match went.
I don't know how to kill tomorrow for tomorrow if it goes that far. So thank you, Chris, for that.